When you hear slab cars are dying, what comes to mind? Those who don't know what slab cars are will probably be wondering what the heck is a slab car. And those who know will definitely wonder how something so loud, brightly colored, and very shiny is dying. Well, I'll tell you how. What's going on, guys? My name is Corey, and if you like the auto industry, consider joining the automotive heads community. Now this is Trending Down.
Man, just sit there and shut up.
Today we take a look at yet another car culture trend that will soon fade away from history and be forgotten. And that is no other than slab cars. Many people will argue that slab cars are not a part of car culture.
Boo this man!
Still, in the world of car customization, it definitely is one. If you doubt that, ask any American auto head or anyone who hails from Houston, Texas. Many people who don't know what slab cars are will quickly assume the cars are nothing but low riders.
Oh, hell no!
Quite contrary to this opinion, slab cars are nothing like lowriders. They are called slab cars because they are slabs and not lowriders or any other cars in the automobile world of customization.
Nice.
Why is that so? First, slab cars have elbow wheels. These wheels are iconic, and some gearheads might argue that they are legendary. Then there's the car's paint, which is almost like candy but glossy. One last distinguishing part of the slabs that differentiates them from the world of auto customization is their stereo setup. Yup, slab cars have stereo systems that are simply over the top.
Trust me, it's answer enough.
Slab cars, or also known as slow, loud, and banging cars, are customized cars that hail from Houston, Texas. These cars appeared as concepts predominant in the overly luxurious cars that reigned in the entertainment industry in the 1970s.
Damn!
They have an excellent history. Fortunately, here is a good place to start for anyone who wants to learn about them. But sadly, slab cars are almost, if not nearing, their extinction. Why and how did we get to this point? To truly understand the story of slab cars, we need to start from the beginning.
In the beginning.
It all began in the heart of Houston, where car enthusiasts believed that car makers needed to do much more to improve their cars. It's almost the same thing when a car racer buys a car, mostly depreciating in value, upgrades these cars, and turns them into speed beasts taking over the streets.
Oh my goodness. This place is off the hook.
Slab cars do the same thing, but are not after speed. Remember, not too long ago, I mentioned that the acronym for slab cars means slow, loud, and banging. So they're just a bunch of slow, very loud cars that are not interested in speed and are somewhat ugly by some people's description.
But why though?
These cars are initially ugly before they are customized into the beauty known as slab cars. In the days of slab cars, certain cars were used. However, out of several cars, there were a few special ones that most people preferred. These cars are nothing but luxurious American cars that are no longer luxury. That is, they have lost or are almost losing their value. When you put it like this, several cars come to mind, like Cadillacs, the Buicks, and also some Oldsmobile make it to the list too. But slab cars are not limited to only this. Although depreciated cars were used, one criterion was that they had to be luxurious. So which cars do you think of? To save you the mental stress, the brands that were used for slab cars include Jaguars, Chryslers, Panthers, and Lincolns. Other cars could put on the slab look, but needed a little bit more effort to get there. I know what you're thinking. It's unnecessary to break a huge budget just for the car alone. People who didn't have much money could always settle for cars like the General Motors W body. This also could be used for slab cars. Once the slab cars are obtained, the modification begins. First are the huge speakers, very huge ones. If you get any that is IASCA worthy, you'll only need a little tweaking before using it.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
After that, you'll need to kit out the trunks to the pop of power. To do this, you'll need to slather a custom vinyl and use personalized catchphrases. These phrases will not be in the vinyl. They'll be in either mirrors or neons, whichever you want or whichever the owner prefers. Following this will be the need for wheels, not just any kind of wheels, but those known as wire wheels. If you've seen a 1983 Cadillac, you must have seen a Krager unit. The wire wheels are the Krager unit, but slightly different. While the Krager unit of the Cadillac is weak because of its tin content, the wire wheels are sturdier and made entirely from 100% steel. After the wheels, you will need tires, especially Vogue tires. Then we have the steering wheel, which has to be changed to the wheels with rims covered with wood grains. At this point, the car is getting ready, but it needs to be painted. Not just any paint, but candy paint. In fact, they work like any other rodder for vintage. Moving to the interior, there'll definitely be a need to reupholster it. At the same time, you'll need to take most of the available trims in the auto industry and add them to your car. You will need interiors like system LEDs, televisions, especially the flat panel category, HID lights, Lambo doors, and anything else a customized car can have. Moving from there, the car will need brand logos. The more oversized the logo, the better the Slab car. All of this is finished with a very low suspension. The reason for this is nothing more than curb appeal. Getting back to the wheels, remember the 1983 Cadillac rims we talked about? The wheels of Slab cars are the repops of Cadillac's rim. The wires in the wheels are literally poking, while in Slab cars they overpoke, with each car having a longer poke than the other. Not surprising that this is how the world runs. Everyone wants to have a better version of anything another person has. But somehow, that competition for who has the longest spoke of Slab cars is about to come to a rapid end. But why? In 1983, as you might have guessed, Cadillac introduced the Krager wheels, a 30-spoke ring that was specifically designed for the Cadillac Eldorado. The wheel popped out about 4 inches away from the tires, almost like it was in competition with the Roman Chariot. These rims got endeared in Houston and formed one of the catalyzing forms of Slab cars. Sadly, the design of the wheel was discontinued by Krager as they believed the wheel posed a hazard for drivers on the road. Of course, this made the wheels illegal in Texas, except when they didn't exceed 8 feet altogether with the car. Over the years, as the popularity of Slab cars grew, several features were added to them, but the rims never changed. They were sometimes called dead man's wheels, as people would do anything to get these wheels. This is because they were very expensive and could cost anywhere from up to $10,000. It would be very difficult for an average person to get these wheels at this price. The only way was to steal them from other Slab cars or buy them from the black market, which is a very risky business. In 2005, things changed. The wheels were not as costly as before. This was because lookalikes were made by the Texan wire wheels just for a fraction of the original's cost. Since then, Slab cars have become popular until now, when you rarely hear anyone mention Slab cars anymore. What happened to something so popular in its days that people would literally do anything to have it? Well, a lot happened. First, many people were still antipathetic to Slab cars because sometime in its history, the cars was heavily associated with the criminal world.
That was local, but not in an entertaining way.
Secondly, although not as expensive as before, the car has a very high entry, making it very difficult for people interested in getting Slab cars. For instance, if I needed a Slab car, I wouldn't just walk into a dealership and place an order for one. It didn't work that way. You would have to go through the whole process of customizing it yourself or get someone who can.
Out of the car, fellas.
From paint shops to auto body shops, grill manufacturers, wheel dealers, and the list goes on. Many people figured the risk just isn't worth the reward. The truth, however, is that as long as luxury cars are losing their value and car customizers are still around, Slab cars will somehow exist somewhere out there. But overall, they're declining in popularity and by extension, population. What's your take on Slab cars? Are they really dying, going extinct, or are people just not talking about them because other American muscle cars have taken up their time and attention? Let us know below in the comments. To watch why donk cars are dying, click here. And don't forget to join the Automotive Heads community by subscribing.